Imagine stepping into a spotlight so bright that the entire football world is watching your every move. Imagine having your name talked about in every draft room, every sports desk, every fan discussion. That was the reality for Shedeur Sanders. And now the place he ended up, the Cleveland Browns, might be where his NFL journey takes one of its most dramatic turns. But the twist in this story is tied to one man, Dillon Gabriel. And what is about to happen between these two quarterbacks could shape the future of the Browns for years to come. See, it's no secret that whichever team drafted Shedeur Sanders was going to draw massive attention. He wasn't just another quarterback prospect. He carried a brand, a legacy, and all the expectations that came with being Deion Sanders' son. Before the NFL draft, Shedeur was appearing in almost every mock draft as a clear first-round pick, viewed by many analysts as the second-best quarterback prospect behind Cam Ward. And back then, the debate was simple: Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. Ward ended up being selected first, overall by the Tennessee Titans. But so far, the results have not been what Tennessee hoped for. The Titans already fired Bill Callahan as their head coach, and now there are real conversations happening where people are saying, if this draft happened again, the Titans would probably take Shedeur Sanders instead of Ward. In fact, today, some believe the Titans might choose Jackson Dart, but back then it was Shedeur versus Ward, head-to-head. Then came draft day. And the world watched in disbelief when Shedeur Sanders slid all the way from first-round hype into being grabbed by the Cleveland Browns in the 5th round. The reaction was shock, confusion, a little chaos. But one thing was clear: the Browns took advantage of a rare opportunity. Yet that opportunity came with drama already brewing. Now, fast forward to the present moment. We are approaching this Sunday's Week 10 matchup against the New York Jets. And instead of Shedeur Sanders taking the field as many expected, the starting quarterback role still belongs to Dillon Gabriel. Gabriel was selected in the 3rd round and has been receiving heavy criticism because his performances have been shaky, inconsistent, and at times simply not good enough. But here's where the story turns serious. Despite all the struggles, Gabriel continues to get opportunities. The Browns are still letting him run the offense. And if Gabriel eventually finds his rhythm, Shedeur Sanders may never get a real chance to prove himself. That's the harsh reality. And as if that situation wasn't complicated enough, Deshaun Watson is reportedly getting close to returning this season. So now what we're talking about is a depth chart that could push Shedeur Sanders further and further into the background, almost disappearing from the conversation entirely. Sports analyst Jonathan Peterlin said something on 92.4 The Fan, and his words hit like a warning shot. He said, if Gabriel does his job, Shedeur never gets an opportunity. I don't know many people that are really clamoring to see the Dillon Gabriel experience continue on. And that statement is real. It cuts deep. Because it means Shedeur's fate right now isn't in his hands, it's in Dillon Gabriel's. Meanwhile, Shedeur Sanders was back on the practice field today. After being inactive in Week 8 due to a back injury discovered just one day before the matchup against the New England Patriots, he is expected to return to his spot as the backup quarterback. He's healthy, he's ready, he's waiting. But waiting can be the most painful part. This is not just about competition. This is about pride, legacy, and opportunity. Shedeur Sanders may never forget Dillon Gabriel in his life, because what happens next could define his entire NFL narrative. Either Gabriel falters, and Shedeur steps into the role he was born to play, or Gabriel succeeds, and Shedeur's story becomes one of what could have been. And everyone watching knows one thing: the next few weeks in Cleveland are going to be serious, so now the question becomes, what happens next? Does Shedeur Sanders rise and rewrite the story everyone thought was already written? Or does Dillon Gabriel hold on to this team and lock the door shut behind him? Football fans, Browns fans, and everyone following this journey is about to witness something intense, because this isn't just about starting jobs. This is about futures, about careers, and about who steps up when the pressure becomes unbearable. If you want to stay with this story, stay locked in right here. Like, comment, and subscribe, because this saga is far from over.